Assembly instructions. In a location near to where the occupant will transfer or be transferred into the Go Anywhere chair, and preferably on a raised flat surface such as a bed or on a table, undo the Velcro straps on the side of the case containing the aluminum frame with wheels and remove the frame. Position the rolling frame with attached seat assembly upside down, that is, with the legs facing up. Remove the through pins attached to the frame with nylon cables from each of the legs. One at a time, raise and lock each of the 4 legs by placing the through pins into and through each hinge and leg. If the through pins pop themselves out of the holes, install them from the opposite side. Ensure that the pins, when inserted through the diameter of the leg, extend entirely through the leg and lock firmly into place. Also, ensure that the pins are inserted through the round holes in the legs and not through the slots just above them. Adjust the height of the rolling frame so that the occupant may safely and comfortably transfer from his or her bed into the Go Anywhere chair using the spring pin buttons and adjustment holes in the telescoping legs. Do so by comparing the seat height of the chair to the height of the bed. This may involve some trial and error. Pull each telescoping leg all the way out in order to locate the push buttons. Then reassert them to attain the desired seat height. Make sure that each telescoping leg is secure with a spring pin button protruding through one of the adjustment holes. Turn the frame over so it's standing upright on its 4-inch wheels, and apply each of the 4 total lock brakes by pressing down on them with your hand or with the ball of your foot. Check the frame to ensure that it is level and stable. Please note that when all 4 legs are adjusted to the same length, that the front of the seat will be slightly higher than the rear. This was intentionally incorporated into the design to provide the user with additional stability and comfort. If desired, the front legs may be extended to be even longer, resulting in even more rear lean. The camber built into the rear legs will ensure that the chair will not tip over backwards. Individuals with limited upper body strength and/or balance will find themselves more comfortable with the additional rear lean. Please note, however, that adding rear lean may result in slightly more difficulty in pushing the chair on certain surfaces. This is a result of the redistribution of weight away from the front wheels, which may require additional effort to turn them. The seat assembly should already be mounted to the rolling frame when you receive it. Should the seat assembly be detached from the rolling frame and need to be remounted, lay the rolling frame on its side and slide the seat assembly onto the nylon rollers. The retractable spring locks located on both front and rear of the seat assembly should automatically lock when the seat is slid into the proper position with the locks in auto lock position. Raise the seat back of the seat assembly up and away from the seat base until the seat back and the seat base are perpendicular to one another. Push down on the top of the seat back, depressing it towards the floor until it snaps into place. Lock the seat back into place using the 2 through pins attached to the frame with nylon cables provided. Ensure that the pins, when inserted through the diameter of the tubes, extend entirely through the tubes and lock firmly into place. If they did not arrive already installed, insert the 2 push handles into the openings located at the top of the seat back and turn until the spring pin buttons pop into place through the holes provided. There are left and right push handles. These are easily distinguishable from one another by matching up the push buttons with their respective holes located on each side at the top of the seat back. The push buttons should be facing outward from the chair. If they did not arrive already pre-assembled, attach the 2 5-inch long footrest adjustment tubes to the curved footrest support by inserting the spring pin buttons into the holes in both of the footrest adjustment tubes. Attach the footrest to the assembled footrest supports. Ensure that the footrest support slides all the way down to the footrest and that the spring pin buttons, when inserted through the diameter of each tube, extend entirely through the tube and lock firmly into place. There are left and right footrest supports. The push buttons should be facing outward from the chair. Insert the uppermost portions of each footrest support into their respective tubing acceptors located on the front of the seat assembly. Adjust the height of the footrests using the spring pins and adjustment holes provided as required to maximize the comfort of the occupant. Installation and adjustment of the footrest may be performed before or after the occupant transfers into the chair. Insert each armrest into its respective acceptor tube located at the rear of the seat assembly. It's recommended that the armrest on the opposite side of the chair from where the occupant will be transferred be locked into position prior to performing the transfer. The swing-away armrests are constructed of extra-thick aluminum tubing designed to support the weight of users who wish to use them to push up on without bending the armrests. The tub frame is required only when access to a roll-in shower is not available. Should this be the case, prepare the tub frame as follows. Complete this frame before the user moves into the chair. After adjusting the rolling frame to its desired height, roll the chair into position adjacent to the bathtub facing the wall on which the shower head is located and parallel to the location in the bathtub where either the water will spray or within easy reach of a handheld shower device. Lock all 4 brakes. Remove the tub frame from the carrying case and position it legs up on a raised flat surface. Remove the through pins, attached to the frame with nylon cables, from each of the legs. One at a time, tilt up and lock each of the 4 legs by placing the through pins into and through each hinge and leg. If the through pins pop themselves out of the holes, install them from the opposite side. Ensure that each of the legs is locked in place using the through pins, attached to the frame with nylon cables provided, and that the pins, when inserted through the diameter of the tubes, extend entirely through the tubes and lock firmly into place. Also, ensure that the pins are inserted through the round holes in the legs and not through the slots just above them. Turn the tub frame over so it's standing upright on its adjustable glides and insert the 2 bridge tubes into the tub frame. Make sure that the spring pin buttons on the bridge tubes snap into place and that the buttons protrude through their respective holes on the underside of the frame. Place the tub frame with attached bridge tubes in the bathtub. Stand in the tub and connect the remaining open end of each bridge tube to the rolling frame, ensuring that the spring pin buttons on the bridge tubes snap into place and that the buttons protrude through their respective holes on the underside of the frame. Using the spring pin buttons and adjustment holes in the telescoping legs of the tub frame, extend each of the legs to a length so that they are as close as possible to the floor of the bathtub. Make sure that each telescoping leg is secure, having a push button protruding through one of the adjustment holes. Using the adjustable non-skid glides located at the bottom of each leg of the tub frame, turn the glides so that they raise or lower so that the tub frame is stable within the tub and does not wobble or rock. Note: the swivel feet in the tub frame have a 1-inch adjustment range. Make big adjustments with the spring pins and fine adjustments with the swivel feet. Always check the swivel feet before using the chair. Extending any too far out of its leg might cause it to be unstable or, even worse, to dislodge from the leg. Finally, test the entire Go Anywhere assembly by unlocking the seat assembly from the rolling frame using the 2 retractable spring locks located at the front and rear of the seat assembly, respectively, and slide the seat across the bridge tubes to the tub frame. To release the retractable spring locks, pull the rings outward, turning 90 degrees, and release. The rings will now be extended away from the seat assembly further than they were. Slide the seat towards the tub frame a few inches or so. Turn the rings back until they depress to their original position and release. The rings are returned to auto-lock position. When the seat assembly is slid either all the way across the tub frame or back to the rolling frame, both retractable spring locks will lock automatically at the appropriate location.